I survived week 8 with a Bears pick going against the majority of my pool that had Green Bay.
I respect going against the grain with everybody having Green Bay.
Yes.
But you don't deserve to survive.
But why not? But the Bears
Because
won.
It was just lucky. And Carolina was up 12, right? They were 12 with like
Atlanta's been
7
lucky
minutes left.
like the last 3 weeks.
I know, and those people should not be around either. Let me just say one thing. If you have Chicago, you do not deserve to win. Cam Newton throwing that pick 6. I mean, please do not throw the pick 6. They even got the field goal to go ahead. Of course, I'm not surprised that Chicago went down and got the field goal. Robbie Gould, solid kicker. Carolina's D is soft. That's fine. That happens. I don't count that as lucky. It's the pick 6. Like, how can you throw the pick 6? Just punt the ball. Just go 3 and out and punt the ball. You can't throw a pick 6 up 5 with like 6 minutes left. You just can't do that. You cannot do that.
But that has no bearing on whether or not I should have survived the week or not.
Yes, it does.
No, just because
you should have
Cam
lost.
Newton. No.
Yes, you should have lost.
You're just mad because I'm still in it.
So
and
am
you've
I.
and you're rebuy twice.
Well, no, there's that one and there's the second one that I'm still in. But I had Green Bay, by the way, which also was not that smooth.
No, yeah.
And I was thinking, I almost took Denver, right? And I wasn't man enough. Actually, I had Denver originally, okay? And then I switched it to Philly. And then I thought, this is crazy. I can't take Philly as like a 3-point favorite. I'll go Green Bay. So I had Green Bay. And then during the Green Bay game, I was like, wow, Chicago probably is going to lose. Green Bay could lose. If I had just taken Denver for the Sunday night game, I could have gone money line on the Saints, placed a big bet, and then just like won all my pools. And, if the Saints had won, then I would have hedged. Or you could have just bet the Saints on the spread, although I did think Denver was going to roll. So anyway, let's go into this week. Nobody died last week except for the Vikings people. And
yeah, very few people died in my pool. Yeah. And there's a couple of obvious games this week, but most people have probably taken the Texans and Green Bay.
Right.
So
let's start with that, right?
Yeah.
Texans number 1, probably home against the Bills. Green Bay number 2, home against Arizona, or vice versa. I think those are very close. If you have one of them available, take one of them. I think I'd go Texans first, Green Bay second, probably, but that's close. But it gets more interesting if you don't have them available, what you have to do.
Well, because we've got Chargers at home against Kansas City and Seattle at home against Minnesota are the next 2.
Okay, well, so here's the issue. Is on Thursday night, the Chargers host Kansas City, and they are like, 9-point favorites, okay? And Vegas has the Chargers as something like a 76% chance to win. In other words, a 24% chance to lose, okay?
Yeah.
Seattle is the other one. It's the next best one. And I think Vegas has them at like something like 68, 69%, so 31% chance to lose. So basically, if you take Seattle, if you believe the Vegas numbers, you have a 31% chance to lose. If you take the Chargers, you have 24. The question is, 31 over 24 is 1.29. I didn't just do that in my head. I actually wrote it down. So there's 1.29 times. It's 1.29 times as risky to take Seattle. But what's the payout? Is there a 1.2? Are you getting a better payout by taking Seattle instead of the Chargers?
So this depends on who our pool is taking, which 39% of pools are taking.
Right, the Chargers.
Yeah.
So let's do a little experiment. Let's say there are 100 people in your pool and you each put in $10, okay? And you had Seattle and the Chargers lost. That means there'd be 61 people left, right? Because 39 took the Chargers. So the equity in the pool, the $10 everyone put in times the 100 is $1,000 divided by 61, right? Which I don't remember what the number is, but it's substantially more than $10. It's like $16, $17 now.
Okay.
Right? Whereas if you took the Chargers and Seattle lost, you'd only lose 5%. So there'd be, instead of 100, there'd be 95. You'd have like $10.40. Okay? So the ratio of 16 to 1040, the payout, what you're stuck with, is like 1.59 to 1. And remember, the risk is only 1.29 to 1 more scary, right?
Yes.
So the payout justifies the added risk. Do you understand that?
I do understand that.
It's weird. It's like
I actually do understand that.
And that's complex math, and I'm glad you understand. So basically, I'm going Seattle. I'm going Green Bay or Texans, but if I don't have them, I am not taking the Chargers. And secondly, I think the Chargers are such a ridiculous team that I don't even think it's 76. I think it's more like 70. But let's just trust Vegas and not go with my subjective opinion. And the Vegas line says 76 for the Chargers, 69 for Seattle. But the payout with Seattle, based on the pool distribution, is so much better that Seattle's my number 3.
And even with Minnesota, it's seemingly a very good team.
They were good for a while, but they looked really shaky against Arizona. They won on that pick 6, remember, and they were up like 21-7, but Christian Ponder had like 59 yards all game. And then last week, they really got beat up by the Bucs at home. The Bucs aren't terrible by any means, but they went into Minnesota and throttled them. And now they're going to Seattle, and Seattle's a very tough team at home. Look, I don't think Seattle's safe. Again, I think the Vegas number is fair, 69-31. Would you get in an airplane that had 31% chance of crashing?
I love that you ask me that every week.
There's no-
And I think my answer is always, yeah.
yeah, you probably would. You probably would. You're not a good example. But the point is, 31 is very risky. You got to acknowledge the risk. But, I mean, it's not about being safe and getting through this week. It's about winning your whole pool.
I know. I know the Chrisisms, the Lissisms. That's
Yes.
what I should call them.
Right.
All right. Week 9, Survivor. I have Green Bay, so available. So I'm taking Green Bay.
Really safe. Nothing could happen. Yeah.
This is RotoWire TV.